Cancer, Cancer Rising, and Cancer Moon people. This is your weekly astrological and card horoscope for the week starting July 17th, 2017. And a quick update for you guys. Yes, this is a new format. No, this is not permanent. Those of you who've been following me for a while know that whenever I get new cards, sometimes I like to show off the new cards, and that's what I'm doing just for this week. Some people are like, please go back to the old way, and I'm always like, it's just for 1 week, it's okay. So just getting that out of the way. I'm actually working with new decks. I've got the Llewellyn Tarot deck here and the Druid Animal Oracle here, and I'm going to be doing a review of these on my vlog channel, Scarlet Moon Magic. If you want to check it out on that channel over there, that'll be coming out later on this weekend. Speaking of later on, this week from the 16th all the way up to the 22nd, I am going to be unavailable to do any kind of readings, whether it's video appointments or phone appointments or video files. I'm actually going to be out of town, so I'm not going to be available this week. Of course, you can always schedule for the following week. You know, it's a self-schedule system. You don't even have to email me. And if you do decide to order a video file, video files will have a queue, and I'm going to start working on them in the order they are received upon my return, again, the 22nd of this coming week. So just an announcement there, just to get everyone up to speed. And don't forget, the Tarot Home Study course is available for download and purchase at my website, integrativemysticism.com, $35 for over 3 hours of video content, as well as supplemental documents from my book, including interpretation pages, as well as spreads, all kinds of good stuff like that. So, excuse me, what's going on with your astrology this week? Let's get to it. Well, for your astrology this week, interestingly enough, it's actually very calm, with the exception of Monday and Tuesday. We get on some very high notes, and then things kind of even out in kind of a relaxed, more of a relaxed sense. So on Monday, however, things can get a bit tense. All right, we have Venus in your sign forming a tense square to Neptune in your 9th house of higher education, travel, government and legal proceedings, your spiritual life. And whenever Venus and Neptune come together in a square, we see sort of a tainted opportunity or a compromised prospect. And I want you to be very careful with entertaining a lot of new ideas that come through the grapevine in these areas on Monday. Because when we say tainted, like there's something off, there's something wrong. It might not necessarily be expressed explicitly. It may not necessarily be something that is common knowledge. It may not even be something somebody is aware is wrong with the project as they're making that proposal to you. But, I really want this to get fleshed out before you go ahead with it. We also have on the same day Mars in your sign forming a tense square to Uranus in your 10th house of career. And there may actually be some kind of upset at the office when it comes to, some kind of random break or random shift in policy, in schedule, something that is sort of thrown off. And it's done, again, without warning. This isn't something that's going to, we're not going to really see this coming. It could be a reactive thing that a supervisor or a partner or a boss is doing. And there does seem to be a fight over the coping with whatever this issue is. Be careful not to say or do anything that you can't take back. Obviously, if you have issues with it, if there's a bit of a power struggle going on, if it feels like this is a no-no kind of zone and we really don't even want a part of it, that's fine. But don't, create any more issues. If we can't make it better, don't make it worse by picking a fight, because it does look like, that energy will be there, that volatile energy will be there. Luckily, on Tuesday, things are a lot easier and a lot more, relaxed. We've got Venus in your 12th house of your past, in your privacy, in your hidden zone, and it's going to actually be forming a lovely connection to Jupiter, currently in your 4th house of home and family, property, and there could be some unexpected breakthrough when it comes to home finances, more money coming into the home, either money coming from the past, the maturation of an investment, possibly even the payout of money that has been owed to you or money that has been owed to your partner, your spouse. But there is something that's sort of like a big bounty for everyone to share in the works here, or news of that coming your way. This could even be a wonderful opportunity for those of you who work from home or have a home-based business or a business of your own to find out that some extra money is also coming your way. So what's going on with your cards this week? Well, for your spiritual advice, we do have the card of the Two of Pentacles reversed. And it does look like something is getting dropped this week. There may be news of somebody quitting, or possibly some kind of project, being, left aside, something that, the company that you're working for, the company that you're applying for, no longer needs or no longer desires to work with. Whether or not this is good for you remains to be seen, but it does look like it's coming out of the blue. The Two of Pentacles reversed, however, can be a lovely card for those of you looking for a new job opportunity, because this does indicate a situation where somebody is actually selecting you over another applicant, or over maybe even somebody that they actually hired. There could be a bit of a switcheroo. Maybe they said they wanted to do something for you, but they couldn't. They were forced to by, another person, another member of their personnel to go with another option, but that option's not working out, and this person who actually already played favorites with you has finally finagled some kind of opportunity for you to come and work there, or for you to advance yourself if you already do. For your communications with air, when it comes to your friends, your relatives, messages from the others in your life, we've got the Hangman upright. And it does look like somebody is sort of broadcasting information that they have that is incomplete. They're kind of throwing things out there, but they're not really, they don't really know what they're necessarily talking about. And so it's kind of like they're dropping a bomb, or they're dropping some kind of information or intel towards you, with the expectation that you're going to work or act on it, but they can't actually give you any more information than that. Usually with the Hangman upright, this indicates a person who's on the fence, or somebody who may actually be trying to make some kind of withdrawal from the situation, and they're trying to get you to substitute for them. That's the vibe I'm picking up from this card. They're trying to get you to substitute or take their space in a situation. But for some reason with the Hangman, it's almost like they're not really actually giving you any idea of what you're taking their place on or for, which can be very, very frustrating. We've all got friends and relatives who have a tendency to do that. They'll send you a message, or they'll text you, or they'll call you, but they don't actually elaborate. They just kind of, they're trying to recruit you for something that they can't or won't do anymore. Now, this may actually turn out to be all fine and dandy. It just looks like the delivery in their message, the delivery in their energy could be better. For your challenge this week with fire, we've got the Page of Pentacles reversed. Your challenge this week is to make sure that we don't. Okay, as in do not start putting money down. Okay, start putting energy down, start making commitments and making promises and things like that based on, again, incomplete information. People are going to be, I've noticed ever since this Chiron situation, a cavalier disregard for clear communication with people. And I'm not necessarily sure if that means they're just afraid of culpability, or they're just sort of not very good communicators to begin with, and that's just what's gravitating. But the Page of Pentacles reversed is indicating here, there's nothing good that's going to come this week of trusting your money, your time, your energy, and your commitments to blind faith. And it's very important to pay attention to when, again, if people are presenting incomplete information, or with that Venus square Neptune, there's a tainted opportunity that looks good, but it's not all out in the open, that we're not going and we're not throwing our coin in the fountain. Again, we're not simply, cementing our loyalty or making promises on something in the hopes that it could get better, or that this is always going to be for the best. It doesn't necessarily mean anything could be bad, but again, sometimes you have to withhold your investment, whatever that kind of investment is, in order to make sure something does improve in a timely fashion. You don't want to be like, well, I'm going to give you this in the hopes that you are going to do better with this. No, you got to be like, until you do the better with this, you ain't getting none of this, whether it's my time, my energy, my money, whatever. You've got to be firm on that, because it doesn't seem like people are necessarily forthcoming with all the information that you need to have this week. Luckily in love, everything seems to be going lovely. We've got the Eight of Wands upright, which I'm actually looking here as fast developments, actually very, very quick, very, very swift evolutions in your romantic life. For those of you who are actually currently dating somebody, but maybe you're not official, the Eight of Wands upright does indicate we are sort of getting closer by accelerating the pace of our relationship, the developments in our relationships. We may start off the week on step B and end the week on step E. Make sure that we're not going too fast, but, this can always be a nice sign that, things are going the way we want them to go. For those of you who are currently coupled, the Eight of Wands upright says you and your partner are picking up the pace on some kind of joint dream, joint goal, whether it's a joint rite of passage or a joint plan that we've, really been feeling a little bit stuck with. And we're finally actually, again, accelerating towards that goal this week, whatever it is, whether it's a move, whether it's an opportunity to, maybe do something different with one of our children, or possibly even think about, changing the way we have plans around, say, our marriage or even retirement. One of our goals, one of our big, let's do this kind of dreams is actually becoming a reality when we start actually, again, putting pen to paper. For your spiritual advice, I know I'm doing these all out of order. Well, not out of order entirely, just I'm doing the spiritual advice last for whatever reason this week. That's how I started, that's how it's going to go for this week. We do have the card of the Water Dragon. Okay, now the Water Dragon talks about a need to pay attention to emotional maturity and what is emotional maturity this week. In a lot of ways, emotional maturity is a person's ability, yes, as a theme we've seen all week, to explain themselves. Emotional maturity and emotional availability are extremely important when it comes to actually being able to have what you want. A video I'm about to make on my vlog channel has to do with emotional availability being key to manifestation, to actually being able to get what you want to have, whether it's in a relationship, whether it's about, the school you want to go to, the spiritual path you're on, the job you want to get, the profession you want to work in. If thinking about your desire sends you down a negative spiral, then we're not emotionally as available to the thing we want as we think. And this week we may be watching that in ourselves and in others. The thing about the Water Dragon that's also very, very important to understand is that, be mindful of people who are actually able to identify what emotions they're feeling and what's coming up. Some people might actually have a hard time telling the difference between whether or not they're excited, upset, or even happy. And this week, again, if a person can't tell what emotion they're really feeling or explain it, that may be a sign of how emotionally mature the connection, the relationship, or the person really is. And it's okay, you know me, I always say it's okay to call a spade a spade. We're not judging the spade by saying it's good, it's bad, it's evil, or whatever, but we are having to actually be, again, be honest and emotionally honest with, again, where everyone is, as opposed to where we would either A, like them to be, or B, want them to change, or want to believe based on the first impression. The Water Dragon can actually show up where people that we're not giving enough credit are suddenly going to show their true qualities this week, and we may actually need to allow ourselves to be emotionally available to the fact that we may not be giving credit to good people who are going to go out of their way for us as well. So that is your horoscope this week. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate it. And of course, if you ever want to get a session, you can always follow the links below or go to integrativemysticism.com.